It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Lidl chicken Madras. It's the frozen version of this. What I did see in the fresh aisle was the little sticker saying that they have a Madras for sale, a fresh version in the chiller, but they didn't have any there, so I picked this up. Frozen version. It is 350 grams and it cost me £2.79. 39% cooked, 20% water, cooked chicken. It didn't say the actual percentage of chicken in there, but let's have a look at it. I do like a curry. We did a tinned like soup style curry from Lidl recently, and I thought that was okay. But the reason why I'm doing this, I want to ask myself a question. I want to ask the question for you guys too. Is it going to be hot? Is this going to be a hot chicken Madras? There's only one way to find out. You probably have to pierce the gas max 6, baking tray, middle of the oven, 30 minutes. Carefully remove film lid. Stir before ensuring all chicken is covered in the sauce and cook for a further 15 minutes. Right, so you don't pierce the lid, put it in the oven, half an hour, gas max 6, 15 minutes then. Once it's cooked, take the lid off and get it going. Right, I'm gonna go and cook it. I'll be back when it's all ready to eat. Right, here is the curry, and it has filled the room with this like chili, almost like slightly burning your eyes, tear gas kind of thing going on. I don't need the oven glove, thankfully. There we go. There's a look at the curry. Look at that. Big lumps of chicken. A little bit stuck to the bottom of the paper, but we can sort that out. All right, on we go. So you can see around the edges of the bowl, the curry is quite oily. Curries are. If you see how they make an Indian curry in the takeaway, it's oil after oil, like layers of oil they add for all of that lovely, delicious flavour. I absolutely love Indian food. I either have a garlic chili chicken or a chicken sagaloo from my local Indian takeaway. What do you have? Comment in the comments box. You never know, you might have a Madras. So, big old lump of chicken breast. Oh. Oh, that's one of those. Get it on your molars, bite it a couple of times and swallow it down. Oh, that was cheap. The texture of that meat was poor. Really poor quality. That was cheap. Oh. The thing is, you trust it, don't you? You trust the quality of products you buy in the supermarket. You expect, you know, especially if you go to places like Iceland, you can buy the diced chicken breast down. And it's all so lovely and succulent and decent. A lot of the time with these curries, the chicken is fine. The chicken is absolutely fine. It's just every now and again, it's a bit gristly, it's a bit boingy, it's a bit kind of just cheap. You know, it's a bit cheap, and it's kind of almost immediately, I don't know if you feel the same as me, or if you are the same as me, almost immediately, as soon as that happens, it almost, especially after the first bite, it almost ruins your curry, doesn't it? I mean, if I was a younger man, I would have gone, I would have chucked the whole thing in the bin. I won't, of course I won't. I'll come back for a second bite. We'll give the chicken another go, but I will cut it in half this time. I won't be putting a great big piece of chicken in my mouth that's boingy and springy and of a very low quality. This looks slightly better. Yeah. That piece of chicken, decent enough. Trust me to go in for the dodgy bit. I mean, you can still tell, burn my fingers, you can still tell it's processed chicken breast. But that piece then was more than acceptable. Yeah, okay. Let's forget about the first piece of chicken. So that's the chicken dealt with. Let's try this Madras sauce. It's given me a little bit of a, that little bit of like, you know, that kind of bringing, the curry that brings a tear to your eye. But I definitely had hotter Madrases. I've had Madras curries, especially like somewhere from Marks and Spencer's or say Waitrose, that I've had it and I've been like, whoa, blimey, that's hot. And I've like struggled to eat it. This is, it's quite nice actually. It's probably, now I eat a lot of hot food, so perhaps my chili curry spice levels are maybe a little bit higher than yours. Certainly if you don't eat curry, or not a lot of it. But I do a lot of ghost pepper stuff and Carolina Reaper and all that crazy stuff. So I've elevated my spice kind of tolerance. It's quite a nice sauce. It's one of those sauces. You're probably watching me eating it. It's one of those where, here we go again. It's just decent. For me, half a baguette, half of a French baguette, buttered French baguette. Mop it all up in there. Get this down. Wonderful. Yeah, it's quite a nice curry. It's quite a nice curry. It's just a shame that we had that little bit of a boingy piece of chicken. Let's go in for one more piece of chicken. Yeah. Decent. Chicken. The first piece of chicken was, as I said, a younger me would have thrown the whole thing in the bin. I've battled through that first piece of chicken and I've eaten more of it. And I'm glad I have. I'm glad I did, because it turned out to be a pretty decent curry with pretty decent bits of chicken, bar that one piece. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I probably would have, if all of the chicken was good, if every single piece of chicken was good in that dish, I probably would have given it an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10 at a push. But that boingy piece of chicken kind of like put me right off. 7 out of 10. I have to take a mark off for that. Got back on the saddle, enjoyed the curry in the end. Hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.